Garlic is the second most widely cultivated allium after onions. It is recognised all over the world as a valuable spice for foods and a popular remedy for ailments and psychological disorders. In this video, I'm going to give you tips for growing garlic at home. I'm Tony O'Neill and this is UK Here We Grow, and on this channel we deal with all things gardening, poultry keeping and beekeeping. If you want that perfect garden to relax in or just want to grow your own nutrient dense foods, then start now by clicking the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified each time I release new content just like this. Garlic is typically planted in the fall or autumn and can be even planted right the way up to early winter. Now, if you're in a warmer climate, then you can even plant garlic in spring. But I'd advise most gardeners to plant their garlic in the fall or autumn. And during this time, the garlic is sending down its roots and establishing that root system. And by early spring, the foliage will start to grow. In areas that get a hard frost, then plant your garlic about 2 weeks after that frost, but before the ground freezes. The aim here is to allow the garlic to send down a root system before the frost comes in permanently and not grow too much top growth, so that in spring it can storm away. So how long does it take garlic to grow? Well, when grown in the right conditions, garlic typically takes around 9 months to mature. It requires 6 hours of sunlight every single day. Plant your garlic around about 3 to 8 weeks before the autumn or fall winter freeze. There are 3 varieties of garlic that you can grow, and the first of those are Softneck garlics. Now, these are the varieties that are typically sold in supermarkets or big box stores, and they have a papery white layer on the outside. Now, these garlics do really well for long-term storage, and they can be plaited or braided. The next varieties is Hardneck garlic. Now, Hardneck garlic has fewer cloves per bulb and is typically smaller, but it also has superior flavour over Softneck garlic. Now, Hardneck garlic will also have a flower scape that will be produced via growing, and these should be removed as it matures and straightens up. And the third variety is elephant garlic. Now, elephant garlic has massive cloves. They're typically about the same size as a whole bulb of normal garlic. Now, if you're after that pungent flavour with elephant garlic, you're not going to get it because they are very mild tasting. They're more like a garlic flavoured onion. So if you're after the pungent flavours in a special dish, don't use elephant garlic, but they're great for background flavours. Like Hardneck garlic, elephant garlic will throw up a scape during the growing season. These should be removed, but don't throw them away because they can be used in all sorts of recipes. Planting garlic is really easy. Simply break the bulb apart into individual cloves. Only plant the larger cloves because you'll get superior harvests, and take the smaller cloves home to the kitchen. Looking at the clove, the flat bottom has a basal plate, which is where the roots will appear from. The point is where the foliage will grow. Garlic are heavy feeders and require high nutrients, so use beds that were manured earlier in the spring. Plant cloves at least double the depth of the clove itself. When you're planting them, most seed companies will tell you to plant them between 6 and 8 inches apart, but don't listen to this. Plant them at about 12 inches apart. This has numerous benefits for the gardener. Firstly, it will allow you to have a bigger harvest, a bigger bulb, because the roots don't like competing with their neighbours. Another advantage is you can get between them with a hoe and knock down all those weed seedlings, because like onions, garlic don't have a canopy to shade and block out the light from these seedlings, and they don't compete well with weeds. If no rain is forecast, then water your garlic in after planting. And consider mulching your garlic as well. This has a number of benefits for the gardener. Number one, it will cut down on the weeds, it will block the light, and it will stop the weeds from growing. And number two, it will help retain the nutrients underneath the soil as the winter rain slams down against that soil and washes it away. So mulching is a really good thing for your garlic. It can really help you to get larger bulbs at the end of the harvest season. and it can also help with heaving. Now, heaving is where the winter thaws and freezes the ground, and with that it actually pushes the bulbs out of the garden or heaves them out of the soil, so it can stop this as well. So why plant in October? Well, the reason for this is garlic requires a period of about 30 days of cold weather, around about 0 to 3 degrees C or 26 degrees to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is needed for the garlic to form a bulb and split and to vernalize. And this simply means that you're tricking the garlic into thinking it's gone through winter. Now, if you live in a warmer climate and you plant in spring, then you can do this by placing your garlic in the fridge for about a month before planting, but it's not always necessary. What diseases and pests to watch for? Well, the majority of them are fungal based, such as white rot, fusarium, botrist, rust, penicillium molds, purple blotch, and powdery mildew and downy mildew. They can all cause problems for alliums as a rule, and there are various treatments for each of these, and you can find most of them in my playlists on my channel, so be sure to check them out after this video. When to harvest garlic? Well, as discussed earlier on, garlic takes around 9 months to mature, and you'll know when it's time to harvest when about half the leaves have started to turn yellow. To harvest, simply put a spade or fork down alongside of the garlic bulb and lift. Don't be tempted to pull on the leaves because you can damage the garlic itself, and then this will prevent it from being able to be stored. Now that you have all your garlic harvested, you now need to cure and store them. Now, I have 2 videos on this. One is on how to harvest garlic and the other is on how to store and plait or braid your garlic. And I'll put links to both of those videos down in the description below. Question of the day: what varieties of garlic are you growing this year and why? Put your answers down in the comments section below so that we can all learn about all the different types of varieties there are. That's the great thing about garlic, there are hundreds of varieties and some you won't have even heard of. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you've enjoyed this video you can subscribe here. And if you've got value from this video, then watch one of these videos here to learn more about garlic. I'm Tony O'Neill, this is UK Here We Grow, and remember folks, you reap what you sow. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.